This video, I'll be reviewing the new data protection capabilities, which are in preview for Power BI. These capabilities were just recently released back in November, and they seamlessly integrate Azure Information Protection into Power BI as part of your DLP data loss protection strategy. I've also included a link in the description of this video that you can go to for additional information about these capabilities and learn more about how to integrate it into your organization's plan. Now here we're looking at our Power BI report that's displayed in Teams, which is not using the new data protection capabilities. Now with Power BI, the identities of users are determined by Azure Active Directory, so that determines who can actually access the tool. You can also control access at the workspace level, so that determines who is able to see what reports. Then there are also row-level security capabilities, where two different users could see the same report, but they'll see different data depending upon what they're supposed to see. These types of security are available in all of the major business intelligence tools on the market today. So how is data protection different? Now remember, this report is not using data protection. So let's go ahead and open up this bar chart. Let's go to the ellipse in the upper right, and let's choose export data. Exporting data allows users to get data out of a chart or out of a solution so that they can have it in something such as an Excel file. Let's go ahead and export to Excel. Let's go ahead and open that Excel file. And as you can see, the underlying data for that bar chart is now in Excel. If I go ahead and save this file, it'll be saved as an Excel file, and any access level or row level security that existed within Power BI is no longer applied. So what if I go ahead and email that Excel file to somebody outside of the organization? Let's take a look at how that would appear. So here I have an Excel workbook, which has come through on my email. If I go ahead and open it, it opens up and you can see the data in that file. Now, let's say I take a screenshot of this Excel workbook, go back to Teams, move to a chat, paste that screenshot in, and send it. Now, if that Excel workbook had sensitive information in it, such as PHI, that information could have been shared with unintended users, and that could potentially cause problems. Let's take a look at this same scenario when data protection capabilities are enabled. Back in Power BI, you'll see that I'm in a workspace for radiology. I take a look at the reports in that workspace, and you'll see the report called Tumor Board has been applied a sensitivity label of PHI. If I go to settings, you'll see that that capability is in preview as a sensitivity label, and it can tie in those Azure Information Protection capabilities straight to your Power BI report. So what happens when somebody actually uses that report and exports data? So now we're looking at the Tumor Board report that has had a data protection label assigned to it. Let's go ahead and export this bar chart data. And as we're opening it in Excel, notice that there's a message that Excel is configuring information rights protection. Now at the top of the workbook, you'll see that the document contains protected health information, and the sensitivity label has been applied to this Excel workbook. So the data is now out of Power BI, but it is still under the protection of your Azure DLP tools. If I go ahead and save this Excel workbook and send it to somebody outside of the organization, here's how it looks. I'll go ahead and open that Excel workbook. And you'll notice it's the name of the document with the black screen. Now, as we did before, let's go ahead and take a screenshot of this Excel workbook. Let's go back to Teams. Move back to the same channel we were on before, where we pasted in the previous screenshot, and paste in the new one. And as you can see, the screen is blacked out, and if there had been PHI or some sort of sensitive information in that report, At this point, it cannot be shared with users who are not supposed to see that data. So effectively, data protection capabilities give you controls on sensitive data that has been exported from Power BI. As I mentioned, there's a link within the description of this video that you can go to learn more and also to evaluate these capabilities for your organization.